We have a gorgeous day on this first day of November in 1987 for this NFL encounter from Atlanta between the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons. Both located, of course, in the southeastern part of our
and cloudy, good conditions.
Conference Western Division, where they are chasing the 49ers. New Orleans comes in 2 games back, and the Atlanta Falcons are 3 off the pace. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Vern Lundquist, and welcome to Atlanta. Many think the New Orleans Saints are a vastly improved football team. They are 3-3. But last week they lost a game they could have won to San Francisco, and head coach Jim Mora was irritated.
We're not good enough yet. We got a long way to go. We got a lot of work to do. We're close, and close don't mean... And you can put that on TV for me. I'm tired of coming close, and we're going to work our ass off till we ain't close anymore.
Well, I'm working again with Dick Vermeil, who has worked and has known Jim Mora for a long, long time. You might expand a little bit on what he had in mind.
Well, what Jim Mora is saying, Vern, is they're a much improved football team, and they're playing in a city that has never experienced winning. So every time they play well, people say they could have won, they should have won. People are saying, hey, maybe we're a playoff team. He doesn't want to hear that. Says, we're not a playoff team until we earn the right to go.
This will come as a shock to those of you who know Marion Campbell football, but his Atlanta Falcons come in 2-4, and they're having some serious defensive problems.
You're right, Vern. Marion Campbell's defense has been giving up 35 points a game. Now, that's the veteran defense. They've only played well one time. This week in preparation, vengeance. These guys are really fired up to play football today, and I think you'll see a much more typical Marion Campbell defense today.
Weather conditions are near ideal, 73 degrees, 43% humidity, a slight wind out of the east, and it'll be gorgeous all afternoon. 2 teams have met 36 times. New Orleans has a 2-1 lead. And the previous matchup this year canceled because of the strike. This will be Atlanta to return. Kenny Flowers, a second-round draft choice from Clemson, gets it out near the 20-yard line. And Atlanta will open going from left to right with Scott Campbell getting his 3rd start of 1987. And he will oppose this New Orleans defense that has Bruce Clark, Tony Elliott, and Jim Wilkes up front. The linebackers are Ricky Jackson, Sam Mills, Vaughn Johnson, and Pat Swilling. And the defensive secondary.
They've been doing a good job of defense in that run.
Waymer, Jakes, Maxey, and Antonio Gibson. And a player is down. It's Mike Waters, number 83, out of San Diego State.
Mike Waters is a...
Artoso, the free safety. First down and 10 at the 20-yard line. One back offense. George Rogers, and on a reverse to Art Monk on the first play. And Monk gets a first down.
There's Don Mikowski.
Jim Mora, 52 years of age, now in his 2nd season as head coach of the New Orleans Saints. And your relationship with Jim goes back to 1968, doesn't it, Dick?
It goes back. We were assistant coaches together at Stanford. And then Jim and I were together at UCLA one year before he went as defensive coordinator to the University of Washington. He's very uptight right now. He's tired of hearing that should-have, could-have stuff.
Scott Campbell will be the quarterback, and he will be joined in the backfield by Gerald Riggs. The H-back is Ken Wisenhunt. Stacey Bailey and Floyd Dixon, the wide receivers. And the offensive line, Mike Ken, John Scully, Wayne Radloff, Fralick, Leonard Mitchell, and the tight end is Arthur Cox.
A good physical blocking offensive line for a guy like Riggs. He'll make yards running.
Campbell's 6 foot, 195-pounder in his 4th year. Gives it to Riggs, and that's good for just a couple.
Give the ball often enough to this guy, he's going to put it in the end zone. He's a straight up the field runner. He gets the pads down low. Vern, he can ricochet off people and keeps going. He's not the 40-yard long run type guy, but he makes a lot of 7- and 8-yard runs.
And as you could see, he's had terrific success against New Orleans in previous encounters. His best ever was 202 against the Saints.
I saw that football game, and he did a heck of a job.
They give it to Riggs. He tries the left side. A flag is down, and so is Riggs. Tackle made by number 51, Sam Mills, out of the USFL. And here's our referee, Dick Hantak. Motion call, Atlanta. So the option will rest with the New Orleans Saints. Saints last week lost by 2 to San Francisco, and Atlanta comes in on the heels of a heartbreaker. They lost to
Illegal
Houston.
motion, offense, number 45. Penalty is declined. 3rd down.
They might as well put Atlanta in the third and long situation because Atlanta has not really done a good job in converting third down situations. Only 27%. And if they remain that way, that would put them about last in the league if they remain through the year.
Last week, they were 1 of 9 in third down conversions against Houston. 3rd and 7 now, opening moments of the game. Ball on the 24-yard line. Cox comes tight to the right side. And that is Floyd Dixon in motion. Campbell has a man open, threads the ball in between 2 defenders, and Floyd Dixon picks up the first down. What a nice pass.
Nice job of reading the
reserve. And people have been wondering when is
Coverage. One of the things that's
Lomax on 2nd down throws complete.
yard line of Buffalo. Rodgers again. And a good second effort brings him.
First down at the 40, 1st and 10. Floyd Dixon comes out, second-year man out of Stephen F. Austin. Whisenant breaks wide to the left side, so 3 wideouts on this play. Campbell with not much of a play fake, in trouble and down as Ricky Jackson got there first, and then had some help from Jim Wilkes. Jackson, who comes in with just 1 sack prior to the game.
I don't think Jackson is having a Pro Bowl year. You know, he's been in 4 consecutive Pro Bowls, but he hasn't been playing quite that well. Here he is to the left side of your screen, left center, number 57. Now, Leonard Mitchell, number 73, an offensive tackle, is coming out to picking up, stops moving his feet. And when you stop moving your feet as an offensive lineman at 290 pounds and a linebacker's going upfield, hey, you're going to lose him to the quarterback.
Jackson gets the sack. It'll be 2nd down and 18. And again, Cox tight to the right. Whisenant leads Riggs through, and Riggs breaks a couple of tackles and picks up about 10 yards. Brett Maxey with the tackle.
Ken Whisenant, number 45, the H-back, will go in motion from the left side of your screen. Now he'll come across and he'll kick out block. Now follow him. Now he kicks out right there on Pat Swilling, number 56, gives him the inside running lane. Excellent job of maintaining contact. Now an inside linebacker, Vaughn Johnson, should fill that hole. That linebacker should have been in there to make that play, Bernie. Didn't get there.
Whisenant leads the way. That leads it to 3rd and 6 from the 44. No score, opening moments of the game. We've got 12 minutes to go first quarter. Now Stacey Bailey starts in motion. Blitz flag is down. Riggs catches the pass. Bounces off 1 tackle into the arms of Ricky Jackson. That is short of the first down. And we do have the infraction on the play as well.
That illegal motion?
I think that might be it. Bengal early lead over Houston.
You know, motion is much easier to execute when the man in motion is coming toward the ball because he can see it snapped. When he's going away from the formation, the ball's behind him, he can't see it snap. So, and most of the time you can't hear the cadence. So you have to watch for movement or look back over your shoulder. And every once in a while you blow it and move upfield too soon.
Illegal motion. Offense. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
That's 2 already. That's 2 already.
And that drew the ire of that man, Marion Campbell.
Yeah. I'll tell you, he is uptight this week. You know, and he's a veteran of many years of coaching and a fine football coach and given credit for being one of the best defensive coaches. And I'll tell you, he is uptight.
Rick Donnelly has become one of the premier punters in the league. Mel Gray is back to return it.
If he kicks one more in the 46-yard range, it'll make him number 1 in the NFL with a 46.6 average. He's only kicked 14. You have to have 15 to be rated. Fine punter.
Donnelly from Wyoming, no pressure. And not a great kick, but effective, especially if it doesn't go in the end zone, and it does so by 1 yard. So that'll be a touchback, and Donnelly not really pleased with that quarter, and the Saints will have the ball for the first time. They face an Atlanta defense that lines up thusly. Well, they line up without the benefit of the graphic with Rick Bryan, Tony Casillas, and Mike Gann. There we are up front.
A physical group against the run.
Wilkes, Curry, Rady, and Williams, the linebackers, and the defensive secondary, Butler, Case, Moore, and Wilson. Now to open the ball game, Jim Mora has inserted Mel Gray in the lineup. He's not ordinarily an offensive starter. You see that they have him on with him.
He's up on top of the screen as a wide receiver, Vern.
Gray stays wide. Hebert goes back, flips it out short for Reuben Mays, who makes the catch at the 24.
They should have thrown it to Mel Gray. He's wide open over there.
Offensively for the Saints, Hebert and Mays, along with Mel Gray on that play. We'll see if he stays in. Eric Martin and Mike Jones, the wide receivers.
People will enjoy watching Reuben Mays run.
Dombrowski, Edelman, Hilgenberg, Trapillo, the rookie, Stan Brock, and the tight end is Hobie Brenner. Now Lonzel Hill comes into the lineup, and Gray is out. So Hill lines up in the slot to the right side. Hebert last week, no touchdowns, 1 interception. 2nd down and 5. Reuben Mays gets the handoff, squirts through, and wiggles his way out to the 41-yard line. No flags, play stands. Tackle made by Scott Case with help from John Rady.
Concentrate now on the 2 offensive linemen to the left side of the screen, both Edelman 63, Dombrowski 72. Kick out block, follow up through the hole. Nice reading of the block, nice running. Now watch him make the man miss. Right there, good shake and break right there. Fine running back, this guy. Good execution for a first running play.
And Dick, those were picture-perfect blocks by the 2 linemen.
Well executed.
1st and 10, New Orleans. Barry Word is in the lineup. Reuben Mays gets the handoff and plunges for about 3.
You notice how when he attacks the line of scrimmage, Reuben Mays, he always has a wide base. He keeps his feet apart. They're just pitter-pattering on the turf, and he can dart in any direction that way, and he's always under control.
You said something interesting to me. That means that the potential for knee injury is lessened in his case.
Well, he doesn't have the feet on the ground very often. They're not planted, you know, one in front of the other. They're side by side and spread apart, and he has them pounding all the time. So you're less apt to get them planted.
No score, 2nd and 7 from the 44. Hebert looks left, now dances out of potential trouble. Has a tight end open, and he'll keep it himself, gets the 1st down, and is pushed out of bounds in the Falcon country.
Actually, I think there was a mistake in the pattern because Bobby Hebert, you'll notice on this, will turn and look to the left, and he's getting great protection from the right corner of your screen on Dombrowski, number 72 in black. He's blocking on Rick Bryan, 77. Good pass protection technique, jams with the hands, which you can do on offense now. See, then locks him back to the inside. Bryan should contain on that Vern and not let him out there. Hebert decides to run for the 1st down. I think there was a broken pattern there.
And a near forearm to the head. Dombrowski, 1st-round pick a year ago. 1st and 10, New Orleans, no score, 9:25 to go, 1st quarter. Hebert pumps once, and again, nobody open, tries to scramble, picks up 2. Tackle is made by the nose tackle, Tony Casillas, who got him by an ankle, number 75. Hebert is 27 years old and looks like he's 15.
Yeah, fine young man. He was telling me last night, he told us both, that we're not going to take our normal run at them, beat them up approach to offense because we don't think we can handle these guys physically. We're going to spread them out and include a little more finesse in our approach. Throw the ball short.
10-yard penalty, 1st down.
There's a tripping call that we didn't see the flag. I wonder if that was on Casillas.
I didn't see the penalty.
It was a tripping call, and it's a 10-yard penalty and a 1st down. Tony Casillas, the nose tackle.
To the left side of your screen, number 75, Tony Casillas, is coming in. He goes down to the ground right there. Now he's got his leg up. Yeah, that's a trip. I don't know if that's an intentional trip, but it worked pretty good. He got him down.
It was a short trip.
Yeah, a short trip.
From here to Biloxi. 1st and 10. Blitz is coming. Hebert, great protection. Fires to the short man, Mike Jones. The tackle made by David Crudup. Kansas City with an early lead over Chicago in Soldier Field. The Raiders on top of New England. Indianapolis with Eric Dickerson in uniform leads the Jets. Washington over Buffalo by 3.
There's Carl Smith, the offensive coordinator. Does a real fine job with this offense. They do a lot of innovative things with it. Very well coached and well conceived.
2nd and 3, New Orleans. Their opening drive of the game. They took the ball from their own 20 after an Atlanta punt. Reuben Mays tested at the line and finds it wanting. And Rick Bryan makes the tackle. This, by the way, is the 21st birthday today of the New Orleans Saints. 21 years old. They were awarded the franchise November 1st, 66. They have never been over 500. The best record, twice, 8-8, 79 and 83.
This is why Jim Mora doesn't want them talking about what they could have done and what they should have done, and hey, they're a playoff team. I mean, and he's really right. Your players can start strutting before they ever end up getting there, you know, and therefore they never get there.
Third and a long one for New Orleans. They operate from the Atlanta 27. High formation this time. The fullback gets the handoff. Buddy Curry makes the tackle, and that'll be close for the first down.
They have a nice drive going. I think Atlanta's got to come after them, Vern, and get some kind of a negative yardage situation. Give them a second and long because they're eating up the clock right now and making that 5 and 6 yards a shot.
Report from the bench as the Saints get the first down. Mike Waters, injured on the kickoff, has a twisted knee. Don't know about his status. He may not be back. First and 10 New Orleans with 6:53 to go, first quarter. 2 tight ends and 2 wideouts. And a fake pitch, Hebert will keep it as his man deep was covered, Mike Jones, and he looks like Starbuck.
This is a design play. It's a naked quarterback sweep, full flow. Now, you'll have to remember that the Atlanta Falcons are a full flow team. Their defense really runs. Watch the 2 linebackers in the middle of your screen. Follow the fake toss, the lineman pulling. Now the quarterback keeps the ball. Hobie Brenner is blocking there, then releases his pass. Reggie Wilkes, 51, moving back inside to make the play, chasing him. Can't get it. Now defensive lineman Mike Gann coming down there to hustle. Good job. Actually, that's a run-pass option.
71 yards, a 15-yard gain on the last play. Motion. And Reuben Mays gets the deep handoff. Dombrowski tries to help him through the line, but he doesn't pick up much. I mentioned he looked like Roger Staubach, Bobby Hebert did. Really more indigenous to New Orleans. He reminded me of Archie Manning, the guy who's sitting over here to our right.
Archie came in before the game started to say hello. I'll tell you, it's too bad he's not part of the program as they have it now. You know, Archie never got to experience winning either, and this program is going to win.
You know, of all of the great players in the last 20 years, I felt the most sorry for Archie Manning.
So did I as a coach.
Yeah.
A lot of respect for him.
Absolutely. 2nd and 7 from the 7. 4-man rush. Man open. Touchdown, Mike Jones.
Corner pattern by Mike Jones on Scott Case, number 25.
That's his first of the year.
Taking a look from the end zone. Straight drop back pass. Good protection. Now watch him throw it high in the outside to the right-hand corner of your screen. He's going way up there. Corner pattern. And you throw that ball, Vern, you use the philosophy, hey, just meet me at the flag. Meet me at the corner of the end zone. I'll be there. And that's what they did. Got in behind Scott Case. And Case shouldn't allow that to happen because he can crowd him down there, Vern. He can crowd him. Now, you can't be physical, but you can crowd him.
That's a picture-perfect way to open the afternoon. 80 yards in 10 plays. And Bobby Hebert throws for the touchdown and reacted in this manner.
He's got to be excited.
Little pat on the head for Stan Brock, and Morton Anderson is on to try the extra point.
He doesn't miss many.
He's perfect this year. And with 5:16 remaining in the first quarter, the New Orleans Saints have taken a 7-zip lead.
If you're looking for the only family wagon that gives you front-wheel drive, an available overhead cam fuel-injected V6, a choice of long or short wheelbase, and an unbeatable 770 protection plan, then look no further. It's gotta be the best-selling family wagon in the world, the Unequaled Dodge Caravan. It's gotta be a Dodge.
Have you ever wondered just what flying is coming to?
Hi, I'm your talking ticket.
Oh.
Do you have baggage?
Oh, yes.
Hi, I'm your talking ticket. Do you have baggage?
I don't have any baggage.
Please enter the aircraft to the left. Hi, welcome aboard. Now let's adjust our seatbelts. Please put your seat back in the fully upright position.
At Alaska Airlines, our people go out of their way to show you they're only human.
Make red. Be red.
make blue. Be blue. Make colors as bright as life. Make colors feel like colors feel.
The brilliant colors of life. Trust RCA to bring them to you on Precision Performance Big Screen TV. Only from RCA. The most trusted name in electronics.
5:16 to go first quarter. Marion Campbell, Dick, has been distressed with his defense. He won't be happy now.
He said to me the other day, Dick, he said, when I was coaching for you, if my defense had given up 35 points a game in 3 games, would you have fired me?
And
I said no. I said, no way, Marion. You're too good a football coach. Those guys still have to line up and do what you ask them to do.
Sylvester Stamps is the deepest of 3, but he will not get this one. It'll be Kenny Flowers again, who will bring it back. But
Good
not very
coverage.
far.
Excellent coverage.
Tackle made by Brett Maxey. And the flag is down.
So what else is new?
Yeah. Every kick, every week. You don't think, oh, my golly, what a scoop. We got an illegal block above the back, or above the waist.
Yeah. You can see what goes on in covering a kickoff. Their number 55, Joe Colbrand, coming down there full bore. Now, he's one of their #1 special teams guy, backup outside linebacker. Coming down, bent for election down there. Now, coming under control, boom, takes on a blocker, works away from him. Now look at trying to get a takedown. Jeff Keewell, number 63, working on him. Now he's still trying to find a ball carrier. We've got 11 guys doing that same thing.
Little head knocking there.
Yeah.
6:13 on the scoring drive. 7-yard pass from Hebert to Mike Jones. And after the penalty, the ball on the 7 for the Atlanta Falcons. That's Whisenant in motion. Gerald Riggs with a handoff, goes left and tries to break to the outside. He does.
Boy, he does it. He does it. 2 different style of runners in Riggs and Mays, but both very effective. Sam Mills, the linebacker, number 51, not very big at 5'9". That stretch, but very strong. Great technique player. See him butt there, move in now, moving inside out on the play. Was a free agent at Cleveland originally, went to Canada, then played for the Philadelphia and Baltimore Stars. Fine football player at 5'9".
Whisenant lines up in a slot to the left on 2nd and 2. And Riggs starts right, comes back left, and gets the first down.
You see him hop skipping there? He keeps those feet, he patters them around there, and he always runs with that real low shoulder plane. He doesn't give you much of his body to hit.
Kansas City has jumped out on top of Chicago. Pittsburgh leading Miami. Our score 7-0 with 4:40 to go, first quarter. As the Saints took it on their first possession, 80 yards in 10 plays. 1st and 10, Atlanta now. And Dixon comes wide to the right side. That's Arthur Cox, the tight end. All 265 pounds worth. Riggs goes left. Ooh. Boy, he got a block from big Leonard Mitchell, who's an old friend of yours from Philadelphia days.
Watch Gerald Riggs, number 42, the running back. He's the single back attack back there. A little counter step, a timing step to allow the big lineman, 73. Now watch him put his hand on his tail there and guide him. That's it. Boy, he's got a flick of that block. Nice physical block by Leonard Mitchell, but good defensive pursuit to stop the play. Seems sort of guiding him with that hand. Wasn't getting fresh. He's just guiding him.
Gerald Riggs with 31 yards now. 2nd and 8. And Cox and Whisenant are both to the right side. And it's Riggs in motion this time.
No back attack.
Pretty good protection for Campbell, who overthrows Stacey Bailey deep left.
Good pressure again by Jim Wilkes. See, Scott Campbell's getting up off the turf. That kind of pattern takes a long time to develop. And you've got to give him good protection. Give credit to Jim Wilkes for breaking that pattern up.
Because of the strike and because of confusion in the quarterback ranks for Atlanta, this is the first time in 8 games that the same quarterback has started 2 consecutive games.
Marion Campbell feels good about this guy. He says he can put points on the board. He's thrown 5 touchdown passes in the last 2 ball games. He thinks he's got a guy that can win for him.
3rd and 8.
Then they got the #1 pick signed too, Miller.
Chris Miller is here at the ball game. Motion left side. It's going to be a dead ball foul. They whistled the play dead. And that's lucky for Atlanta.
I've
Scully
never seen
moved
that.
on the left side.
I've never seen that. I've seen bad snaps, but I've never seen a snap miss the quarterback. Take a look at this, Vern. Wayne Radloff is a center right in the middle of the screen. You can't see him real good because of the official, but the ball goes right. He's moving way before he snapped it and flipped it out there to the left of the quarterback. What a terrible feeling that's got to be for the quarterback.
Well, that's a lucky break for Atlanta because John Scully, number 61, moved, and Radloff moved to his right. Marion Campbell. Third Atlanta penalty already in the game. That makes it 3rd and 13. Stunt by the Saints. Campbell. Flag? No flag. Past the fence. Fine job by Dave Waymer, number 44, and Brett Maxey was up there as well. Waymer, the veteran of that secondary.
And he knocked the ball down. He actually defensed the pass. Now, this is a dash pattern where the quarterback started straight back and then rolled out, and you'll see Waymer, number 44, working back and closing just as if he's glued to the receiver. Actually, I think he made contact a little early. Vernon could have been called pass interference.
Waymer out of Notre Dame, one of the veterans who played for so long under Bum Phillips.
We asked him about Mora being so mad. He said, Coach, the team was more upset than Coach Mora in last week's performance.
Donnelly, that's not a good punt. Merrill Gray at the 40.
This guy can run with the football. You know, he had a 101-yard kickoff return last year. This is his first year returning punts for him.
That's an 18-yard punt return after a 43-yard punt. Florida State had real problems yesterday. They won 73-14.
That sounds like a basketball score.
Auburn defeated Florida, and you'll see Florida State and Auburn next week on CBS. 4th-ranked Florida State against 6th-ranked Auburn live at 2:30 Eastern Time next Saturday.
Florida State really throws the ball well. Very sophisticated passing attack.
Jim Mora looks on as his team has good field position to start this drive from the 46, 1st and 10. Hebert in trouble and throws it to Reuben Mays. Somehow he got rid of that.
I tell you, he was in the grasp. I'm surprised they didn't call that.
I can't
Michael
believe
Ginn
they
is
didn't
upset.
call in the brass.
I'd be mad too there, kiddo. Low angle, left corner of your screen. Offensive right tackle, Stan Brock, 67 blocking. Gant, number 76, coming out. He's got him in the grasp. That's a dead play right there. That's a bad call by the official.
If that is not the most misinterpreted rule in the NFL right now,
no reason to misinterpret that. He just made a mistake. It's one of the few mistakes ever made by an official.
Right, I knew you'd feel good about that one. Dick Hantak made the call, or didn't make the call. And it's 2nd down, officially 8. Hebert deep across the middle, man wide open. Mike Jones with the catch. Cardinals are playing Philadelphia. Let's check in with Brent Musburger.
Well, Vern, low-scoring day around the league so far, but the Cardinals did get a touchdown here. However, the key factor, they blow the extra point, so they lead the Eagles 6-0, and you and Dick know how that comes back to haunt a team. They'll send you back to Vern.
All right, Brent. Boy, the Cardinals' woes with their kickers are unbelievable.
Unbelievable. They drafted a guy number 2 a year ago to solve the problems, and he goes in the tank.
Yeah, they've gone through a baker's dozen in the last 2 years. 1st and 10, New Orleans. Hebert stands strong. Tight end Hobie Brenner makes the catch. 1st and goal.
Did he fumble it?
Yes, he did. Who got it? Atlanta's got it.
This is what Coach Moore is talking about. You can't beat yourself. Turn the ball over after a good play. Hobie Brenner, number 85, tight end. See him releasing inside. He's coming across the middle, working in behind the linebackers. There he is in the zone. No one around him, not man-to-man. Big guy puts it under. That's Bernard Wilson that makes a tackle. The ball came out late. He was down.
I don't know, Dick. I thought it came out while he was still in the air. Yeah.
Okay.
They are looking at the replay, however. The replay official is Cal Lepore, and they are checking right now. But I think the ball came out while Brenner was still airborne. That somewhere behind there is Cal Lepore. That second isolation seemed to me to indicate that Brenner did fumble the ball.
Let's take another look. Hobie Brenner, number 85, big, strong tight end. He's got the ball right there.
Watch right there.
Oh, it's out. It's out. Fumble caused by Bernard Wilson.
Now, are they going to overrule this? The Saints are reacting as if they are.
No, that was a fumble. That's Gordon Wells with his hand up right there, the one official. He's the umpire. One more look. I wonder if they're seeing the same thing we are. In the middle of your screen, Bernard Wilson hits the ball with it.
Jeff Smith makes an excellent catch there, but a beautiful throw also from this man.
Yeah, Brenner does.
Touch.
Now, this is one of those things one doesn't understand why it is taking so long in this case.
Look at Jim Moore.
That's pretty.
Jim Hannafin, ex-coach of St. Louis Cardinals. Assistant head coach, coaching the offensive line. Good football coach.
Again, the replay official is Cal Lepore, who is currently studying this play. That's Hobie Brenner, who fumbled the ball. And now Lepore is on the two-way. Here we go. Well, the Saints are still reacting as if they're going to get the ball back.
They must
After further review, the play stands as called. There's a completed pass, down by contact. First and goal, New Orleans.
Down by contact? What?
Coach, is coaching for a living simple, Marion? The ball was loose when he went down.
What? So it's first and goal.
You get one, you lose one. See, and if they didn't have the replay thing, they would have gone with the call. It's all part of football. You got to live with those things. You learn to hate those kind of decisions from time to time, but that's all part of the game. That's what creates the intensity in the crowd.
Here's what they're ruling, and I know you're not going to be shocked by this. The whistle blew before he indicated fumble. There's the early whistle again.
And that still doesn't make it right.
I know it.
Going on the play, killing the play. The belongs to New Orleans. First and goal.
I don't blame you, Marion. Taking one more look at Hobie Brenner. Bernard Wilson, number 22, knocks the ball out with a nice shoulder tackle. The ball hits the ground. There's bouncing around. Oh, crap. That's a fumble all the way.
Well, obviously, it's silent, so you can't see or see the official with the whistle or hear him.
No reason to blow the whistle that soon.
No, because he wasn't tackled yet.
No.
Right? He wasn't.
No.
Brenner was not on the ground. The whistle should be blown only after he is on the ground. First and goal, New Orleans. That is a shame in every respect. Reuben Mays out of bounds at the 1-foot line.
Reuben Mays has that ability to bounce outside as he takes a deep handoff in the I formation. Barry Ward, the fullback, number 34, looking for a block. There he gets a block on Bernard Wilson, number 22. Then he slides to the outside as Scott Case comes and gets him right before he gets to the end zone. Good maneuverability in that running back.
That's how much they need with 58 seconds to go, first quarter. Mays to beat that. Barry Word gets the handoff.
Touchdown.
Touchdown, New Orleans. Albeit a controversial one.
You have to give credit to New Orleans executing the offense real well. They're doing what they have to do to score. Now, you know, if they didn't fumble that ball, they'd have still been there. You know,
right.
it was a well-executed play. Marion's defense, you know, last year it was number one in the NFL in defense. In the first quarter, they gave up 34 points in 16 games. 2.1 points. That's number one in the NFL. They gave up now 51 points. in the first quarter this year.
And they're back 13-0 already this afternoon. Morton Anderson for the extra point. Got it. And a flag comes flying out.
Take a low angle shot. No, penalty down, huh? Holding on that. Here's the handoff to Barry Ward. You'll see the quarterback shake his heel to initiate movement on the tailback standing up in the back of your right side of your screen. See him lift that heel. That's to set him in motion, just to distract the defense, create some movement. Barry Ward pounds in there, gets a pretty good push by the offensive line. He's definitely in there.
Chuck Comiskey was one of those leading the way through.
Big old Chuck. He has to fight like mad to stay under 300 pounds. 22 Van Jakes started at corner last week for the first time. Didn't have a great start. Gave up a couple touchdowns and had 2 pass interference penalties. Other than that, he had a heck of a day.
Defensive secondary for New Orleans had some real problems last week. Now Anderson will try it this time from the 20-yard line. With the same result. It's good.
He's the best there is in football, that guy.
So it's a 14-0 New Orleans lead. "46-yard drive for the Saints with 2 controversial calls. The first was an in-the-grass call that was not made, Dick.
This actually, you don't know what would have happened after this, but you can definitely see that he has the quarterback in the grass. He throws the ball, gets it completed pass downfield. They get another call on that fumble play. Touchdown. Got a little help that time from the officials.
And here is the controversial Hobie Brenner catch. It would have been 1st and goal, and they later ruled after a review that he did fumble this ball, and Atlanta did recover, but one of the officials had blown the play dead before the recovery was made. And it was 2 plays after that Barry Ward got the give from a foot out and got the touchdown.
Just goes in there. This is a good old high school fullback plunge. Every school in football runs this.
And as a result of Ward's touchdown, it's a 14-0 New Orleans lead over the Atlanta Falcons.
And Atlanta's not a catch-up type offense in philosophy. But Rod Dowhauer's done a good job with the passing game, so they'll have to open up a little early.
Whisenant in motion, and Scott Campbell back. Overthrows the receiver. Weimer almost makes the interception on Floyd Dixon. And did we get contact?
Yeah, I think they're going to call it here. I think they have pass interference on Dave Weimer.
Scott Campbell thinks so.
And we're not going to have a discussion on this, are we, boys?
This crew is not having an all-world day.
Not yet.
Pass interference, defense, number 44, first down.
Atlanta has had problems playing catch-up football, as Dick said. There's an indication in the first half.
They have not scored well. Look at first quarter, 13 points, second, 26 points the first half. So today they have to break that trend and get some points on the board.
Yeah, that first quarter stat is now 51-13. First and 10, Atlanta, 44 seconds to go in the first quarter. Gerald Riggs heads left.
Good linebacker play. Good linebacker play by Pat Swilling, holding off the block of the tight end there and just keeping leverage on the ball, Vern, and then the play was made inside out by the other linebackers. Nice job by Pat Swilling.
And Von Johnson came over to help complete it. Kansas City continues to lead in their game in Pittsburgh over Miami by 2 TDs. New England leads the Raiders 10-3 and Indianapolis over the Jets. Washington 10-0 over Buffalo. We're in the final 7 seconds of the first quarter, 14-0 New Orleans. 2nd and 8. If they do get the play snap, they will not. That's the end of one at Atlanta's Fulton County Stadium. Marion Campbell.
Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Dodge Cars and Trucks. For performance on road and off, it's gotta be a Dodge. Tandy computers. Because there is no better value, only at Radio Shack. And by Delta Airlines. We love to fly, and it shows.
Back for quarter number 2 from Atlanta's Fulton County Stadium. Vern Lundquist and Dick Vermeil. The Saints up 14-0. And Atlanta with a 2nd down and 8 from their own 40-yard line. They have been handicapped by poor field position with drives starting at 22, the 7, and the 20. Atlanta has gone, or New Orleans rather, has gone 80 and 46 for its 2 scores.
A lot of shifting and moving people around to try to get the linebackers out of position.
Play fake. Campbell in trouble and nailed. And the first man through was Ricky Jackson again. And then Bruce Clark came through to complete it.
See, John Scully, the offensive left guard to the center there, number 61, is pulling to block out the force man right here and doesn't get there fast enough because the defender, Ricky Jackson, came on the snap and he just couldn't get there quick enough.
See Ricky Jackson take a step to his left just prior to the snap.
Boom, he was coming.
Jackson.
Good anticipation, good defensive call.
Sylvester Stamps, Aubrey Matthews, and Steve Griffin come in now on 3rd and 19. And the Falcons operate from the shotgun. 4-man rush. Saints are stunning. Campbell fires it.
Nice
complete.
shot.
Dandy pass. Scott Campbell, first down. Stacy Bailey made the grab.
Good protection, good poise by Scott Campbell. He gets back there, he gets bodies around him. Shotgun. Now you'll note that there are bodies around him. Black jerseys. He slides up inside the pocket, maintains poise, looks downfield, finds him in the zone. Hits him right where he has to, not playing man-to-man. Ricky Jackson, 57, comes inside out on him. Antonio Gibson, 27, puts him down. Good poise by the quarterback.
That's a 3rd and 19 conversion, a gain of 21. And a first down, Atlanta across midfield for the first time. Bailey is the motion man, and Riggs gets the handoff and Powers left.
That's the way to stop him.
Vaughn Johnson, number 53. And let's check in now on Washington and Buffalo. Here's Brent Musburger.
Well, Vern, the Bills need Cornelius Bennett at linebacker. Kelvin Bryant comes out of the backfield, beats the backer, gets free. It's 10-0 right now. Skins with the lead. Let's send you back to Vern.
Redskins look good, Dick.
Oh, yeah, they're a good football team. We saw them here. We saw Atlanta Falcons beat them. So you have to assume that the Atlanta has the ability to come back and win this football game if they play great and New Orleans lets up at all. To beat Riggs, to defense him, you got to keep him running toward the sideline. See, that time he could not turn up. So therefore, he can't go ahead and use that 235-pound body. It's no good going to the sideline. Good defense.
And there was a penalty on the play that wiped out that defensive play. 5-yard penalty, so it's first down and 5 from the 44. Gerald Riggs, 32 yards on 8 carries so far. First and 5. New Orleans leads by 14. Reverse, Boyd Dixon being chased. And Campbell throws a block.
And a good block, an aggressive block.
That's a first down. And Scott Campbell led the way.
Little misdirection, good first down call. Handoff to Riggs, 42. He starts up inside. Now follow the quarterback. Follow Scott Campbell, number 10, to the right side of your screen. You're going to see him. Here he is, a lead blocker. And it's not even in his contract. Boom, he gets a block on Ricky Jackson. That allows Floyd Dixon to get upfield and make that first down. David Waymer makes the tackle. Taking a lovely look at a quarterback blocking, Vern. Here he is to the left side of your screen, number 10. He gets a shoulder pad block. Hey, good job. 3-point takedown.
That'll go into the Campbell family history. First and 10.
He'll be voted to an honorary offensive lineman position.
Play fake, Campbell back. Left side, intercepted.
Good job by Antonio Gibson.
That's the first of the season for Antonio Gibson.
It's the 3rd interception for Scott Campbell. He did not read the safety working inside out. Now see, it's hard to read the coverage when you turn your back and run a play action fake. He looks downfield. Now the safety coming inside out. See him working inside out, 27. Dissected the path of that ball. Good play. Doing just what he is supposed to do in his own defense. Now Freilich, number 79, to the right of the center. He's on Clark. See, they're blocking right there, one-on-one. Now they're working at each other. Now, oh, there's a punch. There's a punch. Left hook, right hook, cross.
No decision.
No decision.
Saints have a 14-0 lead. They get the Antonio Gibson interception, and they now have a first down and 10 at their own 45-yard line. Bobby Hebert for the day, a perfect 6 of 6 for 58 yards, and he's run twice for 25. They'll hand it off to Reuben Mays, and Mays picks up about 3. Fairly healthy crowd here at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. Not a sellout today. They were about 10,000 short, so the game is blacked out in Atlanta. New Orleans up 14-0. They've gone 80 yards and 46 yards for their first 2 touchdowns of the day. And Bobby Hebert 6 of 6. Barry Word scored on a 1-yard touchdown. And New Orleans with a healthy advantage in total yardage thus far as well. Second down and 6 from the 49. Hebert to pass for the 7th time. Goes deep down the sideline. Double coverage, flag down. They may have gotten Scott Case with an errant elbow.
They're running together like that, both looking back for the football. I don't know what you call. Normally that's incidental contact, is it not?
Well, let's see what the penalty is now. Case and John Rady back there. Joel Williams arguing the case.
We got another conference going on. This is a conference game. An officials conference, that is.
Defensive holding against Atlanta. That's the 5-yard variety.
That's only a 5-yard. That's better than a long one, Marion. You know, I coached with Marion for 6 years.
Defense, number 25, 5-yard penalty, first down.
We won 53 games together, and we only had to score more than 20 points to win 9 times. Pretty good defensive coaching.
Well, as you said, he's very frustrated by the 35 points his veterans have been giving up.
Yeah, right. You know, and last year they went from, 27th in the league in points given up to, 6th or something? And they just can't get that edge back right now.
First and 10. Buddy Curry is on the bench for Atlanta, and Joe Costello just activated. He's been in for the last series. Number 56 at linebacker. Hand off to Mays. He goes left, tries to get out of
That's what they've got to do.
Joel Williams gets it.
They have to get some minus yardage on this offense because the offense has been so efficient. You've got to force them to be efficient on 2nd and 3rd and long. It's easy to be efficient on 2nd and 3 or 3rd and 4.
On the whole, what's impressed you so far about the game?
The execution of the Saint offense. You know, with the quarterback 6 for 6, they're moving the ball and they're doing things as you draw them on a great game plan.
It'll be 2nd down and 12, right? 2nd and 13 right now. Flag is down again.
Tight end move.
Hebert finds Mel Gray.
Better watch out for this guy. He has that great burst.
Bernard
tight end move.
Wilson makes the tackle.
That'll be called back. New Orleans' change in offensive approach in this game has, I think, hurt the defensive game plan of Atlanta, and they will be gradually adjusting because Atlanta, I think, anticipated them to be a little bit more of the strong run emphasis. And
illegal motion, offense, number 85, 5-yard penalty, repeat the down, 2nd down.
See, they got guys spread all over the field. Now here's Mel Gray, a running back, spread out here as a wide receiver on the 50-yard line, coming on a delay underneath. See him come underneath, being pushed out in the zone. No one sees him. Now they have to rally. Fortunately, there was movement on that play. Fortunate for Atlanta. Good offensive game plan, good execution.
As a result, it's 2nd down and 18, 17. Draw play, not much there. Philadelphia, there's that missed extra point that Brent was talking about, 7-6 now. Houston over Cincinnati by 4. Miami has scored to cut the lead to 7.
Houston looked good on the films in preparation for this game because Atlanta played them last week. A lot of clever things on offense. They put points on the board. A lot of speed in the receivers.
Third down and a bunch. If you consider 15 a bunch. Four-man rush to try to spin moves. Hebert. Incidental contact? No, they got him. Pass interference. David Krudip, number 30, over the back of Mel Gray. Been a long day for Marion Campbell so far.
Yeah. These are things you have no control of.
Pass interference, defense number 30.
David Krudip. Krudip, 5'8" guy. Now he has to jump up over the top of your screen, coming in on the delay. Left corner, see up there. I don't know. I don't know if there's pass defense on that. It sounds like we're debating each call here today. I better get out of that habit, but
so far I think there've been a lot of debatable calls.
Yeah.
First and 10, New Orleans. They lead 14-zip, 9:29 to go.
Oh, good defensive play then. Good defensive play. That's the kind of defense they're capable of playing.
That's Dalton Hilliard with a carry, number 21, his first of the game. Atlanta's defense through 6 games now. This includes the strike games. And they've really fallen down.
They really have. And actually, you can't blame the non-union games because the veterans have actually performed statistically not as well as those guys did during the 3-week games.
And there are the men who man the front 3 positions.
And they're capable and they're physical.
Second and 10.
Again, made him step up. Oh!
Hebert incomplete. Hit just as he let it go. Intended for Mike Jones, and Casillas was also right there.
Bobby Hebert got necktied on that. Joel Blitz, number 54, who was a good dogging linebacker, coming up on top, stunts underneath. Now he's picked up by Brad Edelman, number 63, who didn't get down the middle of him, allowed him, and now look at the necktie job right there. What a great way to make a living on Sunday, huh? Just be a quarterback. Here, just go out and play catch with your teammates. Wham!
Run into
Tony
guys like
Casillas brings him down. Big 280-pound nose guard. It's a critical down right here for Atlanta. Critical down right here.
Officially, they're called a 3rd and 9, though he's only 9 yards. 3rd and 10, he's 9 yards away. Hebert goes deep, incomplete. Intended for Lonzel Hill, the number 2 draft choice out of the University of Washington. And Atlanta will get it back.
Atlanta had to, at this point of the game, stop him after that turnover. They had to stop him, and they did it. They're going to end up with lousy field position, but that's better off than giving them a field goal themselves or a touchdown.
Brian Hansen on to punt. Billy Johnson, Billy White Shoes.
This guy is spectacular. The best ever in the National Football League at returning punts. High snap. They probably won't get to return one in this situation, though.
That could be a terrific punt for Hansen, but it takes an Atlanta roll, and it'll be a touchback and come out to the 20. So the Falcons have held, but they still trail by 14.
I love to see you blush.
Introducing Blush Chablis.
Smile is fine anytime, but I love to see you blush. Like
It's the beautiful new wine from Gallo that captures what a blush is all about.
one more time.
New Gallo Blush.
8:23 to go first half. Atlanta trails by 14. And they have not had great field position so far, Dick.
No, they haven't. That's a long field to play on, especially when you find yourself down 14-0.
6 and a punt, 5 and a punt, 5 and an interception.
You have to remember this, though, Vern. Those wide receivers are all blazers. Quick guys that can run after they catch it. In one play, they can be in the end zone.
Whisenant comes way outside, now goes in motion, number 45. And Scott Campbell goes back.
Nice
oh, he does fire it on the line, doesn't he?
He does. He did a nice job.
Don't forget, this is the first of our doubleheader Sunday on CBS. Coming up next, most of you will see the 49ers and the Rams minus Eric Dickerson. Others of you will see what should be a good battle, Minnesota and Seattle. That's coming up next on CBS.
That Minnesota football team, I think, could really be the surprise in the NFC, along with the New Orleans Saints.
They have
Jim would get mad at me if he knew I said that.
That's right. First and 10 from the 30-yard line. Gerald Riggs searching and not finding much room. And then gives a little second effort. Hear so much about the big linebackers in the league. Well, look at a 5'9", 225-pounder, Sam Mills.
Right there, number 51, the linebacker to the left of the screen. Now, watching work in there, he says, at my size, Coach, I have to emphasize technique more. I have to do things correct. The one advantage on the big guys is I don't have to bend over to hit them. I'm right at their level when they come out of that three-point stance. I can just butt them and move to the ball. But I have to do things fundamentally correct.
Second down and 7 from the 33. 14-0. Atlanta trails. Campbell into the flat. Caught by his tight end, Arthur Cox. That's his second catch of the year. Philadelphia and St. Louis having at it. Let's find out what's happening. Here's Brent Musburger.
Well, Vern, the Philadelphia Eagles got immediate help from Chris Carter. He was activated for this game, came to the Eagles in the supplemental draft, signed that contract while at Ohio State. He scores his first NFL touchdown. Eagles add the extra point. It's 7-6 back to Vern.
All right, Brent, Chris Carter out of Ohio State, whose alma mater is not playing very well lately. I don't think that's what he has on his mind, but Earl Bruce's team lost yesterday. 3rd and 4. And Scott Campbell calls timeout. Saints lead it over Marion Campbell, 12 to go in the half. Atlanta facing a 3rd and 4 from their own 36. They have been across midfield just once. That was on their last drive, but Scott Campbell had a pass picked off by Antonio Gibson. And they need to get something to spark them, Dick.
You get the ball in the hands of guys like Sylvester Stamps, who can break tackles, can take a short pass and make long gains. And those receivers can do it too, the outside guys.
New Orleans showing a blitz look.
I don't think they're going to come after them.
No, they're not. Campbell passes left, intercepted. Picked off by Reggie Sutton.
Reggie Sutton, that's just tried to force that. They're attacking the left side of the formation. I see some helmets dropping, and the Atlanta offensive lineman coming out there getting a little down harder. See, he's looking left all the way now. He throws to the left corner of your screen. Very well played by Sutton. You can see he's covered one-on-one. Just fine pass defense. That's the 4th interception by Reggie Sutton. Number 5 pick in 1986 out of Miami.
And one of the New Orleans stars during the replacement games, 3 weeks of the strike. That's 2 interceptions now on Scott Campbell.
That's 2. You throw 2, you lose 3 out of 4 ball games, unless the opponent throws 2 with you. That holds up.
And Bobby Hebert hasn't shown any inclination to do that.
Not today yet.
Reuben Mays tries to hurdle, and a flag comes down on the first down play.
You know, it appears to me, too, that the way New Orleans is crowding those Atlanta receivers, you better loosen them up and drive them deep a little bit and make them worry about going deep.
Holding, offense, number 66, 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down, first down.
Chuck Comiskey. He's the big offensive left guard at 290 pounds to the left side of your screen. See, he's pulling along with number 72, Jim Dombrowski. Now, see if we can see the hold. I don't see any hold yet, but it's a good job by Reggie Wilkes right there taking on the block. I think I couldn't see any holding. Then I saw somebody else. And sometimes they do call the wrong jersey number.
Occasionally, huh? First and 20. 14-0 Saints lead. Hebert wide open. Mike Jones. First down at the 36-yard line. He hurdles over the bench.
They did a real good job with this pattern against the 49ers last week, too. They like to run crossing patterns. Straight drop back there. He gets a little token fake to freeze the linebackers. Now a short man cross, now a deep man cross in behind the linebacker, see? There they are in that zone. Now Bobby Butler, number 23, has to release his receiver and come up and make the play. The action froze the linebacker. They ran across in front of him. Watch the little move. Now a little hurdler move here. Here he comes, up over the top. That away, Mike. Yeah.
Little Ronaldo Nehemiah action there from Mike Jones, who's now caught 4. That's a gain of 23, first and 10 from the 36, and the Saints are up by 14. Hebert deep, tight end, Hobie Brenner hangs on. Boy, that was perfectly placed.
What they're doing is stretching the zone, running one receiver real deep, one receiver real short, and then putting a guy right in the middle of it. All right, now here the quarterback again. Play action fake, freeze the linebackers. Hobie Brenner will appear on the right side of your screen. He'll see him in between, a man short. There's a man deep below him here, and then right in between, Scott Case 25 comes up and makes the play. That ball has to be thrown with a delicate touch to get it in there. That's a high percentage interception ball if it's not thrown perfectly.
That's 43 yards in the last 2 plays. That last play good for 20. First down at the 16. And the Saints already up by 2 TDs. Reuben Mays. And he's inside the 15 near the 13-yard line. Rick Bryan and Reggie Wilkes made the tackle. Jim Mora, of course, came to New Orleans, having coached in the USFL for 3 years, and he brought a number of players with him. Bobby Hebert was not one of his players, but Mills, Comiskey, Gibson, and Harris were, and there were more from the USFL. Van Jakes, Vaughn Johnson, Buford Jordan, and Mel Gray. I did a number of Saints games 2 years ago, did none last year, and got the roster this week. Dick, I didn't recognize half the players.
The other thing, you didn't recognize all the coaches.
That's right. What a turnover from the old Bub Phillips regime.
New program.
2nd and 7 from the 13. John Tice in motion. Pitch out. Dalton Hilliard.
Oh, good turn-up move.
Down to the 5. First and goal, Saints.
What they're doing with that motion is trying to get the secondary to rotate with the man in motion. Then you'll note, Vern, that the motion man turns around and comes back. Number 92, John Tice. Now you'll see him, 82. Here he is, the left side of your screen. Starts in motion. See the corner loosen up? Now here he comes back. Now he tries to get a kick-out block on the strong safety, 34, Robert Moore. Gets up inside now, Dalton Hilliard. Does a nice job. Good execution by the offense.
Bernard Wilson, a former Eagle, made the tackle. It's first and goal, Saints from the 5. With 3:15 to go, first half. Dalton Hilliard, cutback play. Touchdown, New Orleans. And the large numbers of Saints fans who have made the trek here celebrate exuberantly.
Nice cutback run by Dalton Hilliard. Direct handoff, nothing fancy. Quarterback takes the ball, gets it back to him deep. Now watch him cut back. See him cut back behind there. That play's got to be made by the defensive left end. In this case, Michael Gann has got to be coming down to close that hole as the defense blows, and he got cut off. Very good block. That time by Stan Brock on the backside.
Hilliard scores to add to the previous touchdowns by Barry Word and Mike Jones. And Anderson makes it a 21-0 New Orleans lead.
Dalton Hilliard, the tailback back there, one back attack, starting to his left. Now watch him come back. That's how he finds that cutback hole right there. Gets inside Reggie Wilkes for the touchdown. But that play's got to be made by the backside defensive end, the guy coming down in pursuit. Good block by Stan Brock prevented that.
Tosses from Bobby Hebert to Mike Jones, and Hobie Brenner set up the first and goal, and Hilliard gets the touchdown. And all of a sudden, on All Saints Day, it's the Saints leading 21-0. This time they go 49 yards after the interception in just under 3 minutes.
I'm not too sure. The Saints are just finding out that they are a good football team. And if they don't turn the ball over and they execute and go with the discipline of the defense and the offense, that they can beat a lot of football teams, you know. And if you've never been a winner before, it takes you a while to really realize, hey, we've got it down to a point now where we don't beat ourselves, we win.
There's the kickoff.
Is that deep enough?
Sylvester Stamps will try it. And gets out to the 17. And the biggest play of the last drive was that perfectly thrown ball from Bobby Hebert to Hobie Brenner.
Hobie Brenner to the number 85 to the right corner of your screen, down low. See, a lot of time, no heat up inside, thrown right in the zone, right in front of Scott Case, 25. And that's not Scott Case's responsibility. He was covering a receiver deep that was stretching that zone.
In addition to the offensive advantage New Orleans owns, Scott Campbell has equaled his season output of interceptions with 2, one of which led to a touchdown.
They've got to get 7 on the board here.
And they've got 3:03 to accomplish that. Campbell, that one was almost picked off by Vaughn Johnson, number 53.
Good movement by Vaughn Johnson, Vern. Good movement. These linebackers are active.
Chicago has now tied up Kansas City. Houston still leads by 1. New England over the Raiders by 4. Indianapolis over the Jets at the half with Eric Dickerson in uniform. Washington easing past Buffalo. And don't forget, we'll be going back to New York where Brent and Irv will have all the scores and highlights at halftime on the NFL Today. 2nd and 10, the ball on the 18.
Good time to throw.
That was incomplete.
That one just got away from him, went up over the top.
And Scott Campbell has gone from crowd favorite to crowd victim all of a sudden.
He can handle that. He's been around athletics all his life. His dad, Ken Campbell, played for the New York Titans, the athletic director at Pennsylvania, Hershey High School up there in Pennsylvania.
And his mother, Ethel, helps some, huh?
I think his mother, Ethel, really is the head coach in the family. She just doesn't get any credit.
Campbell's got to be miserable, both of them, Marion and Scott. Marion because his team has given up 21 points on drives of 49, 46, and 80. 3rd and 10. This time he has time, fires deep.
Defense.
Sylvester Stamps took a shot in the back from Brent Maxey.
Brent Maxey. Now, Brent Maxey that's a hard catch to pass right there. It's good defense because you're coming down in the zone, Vern, looking back for the football. Brett Maxey, number 39, the back coming out of the backfield. Sylvester Stamps to the left side of your screen. He's coming down. See him just finding his zone there. Now watch, he goes for the ball. Now Brett Maxey, number 39, closes on it, gives him a hip pointer shot right there. Good defense.
Rick Donnelly on the punt. They come after it, and that's a terrific punt. Mel Gray at the 30. Gets by 1 defender and pushes it out near the 44. Reggie Wilkes makes the tackle, and the flag is down. If the play stands, 51-yard punt and 13 on the return. Illegal block above the back.
Illegal block in the back on return, number 28, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Atlanta having its defensive woes. And look at the improvement they made over 85 during 1986. They ranked number 7th, Marion's first year here as the head coach. As defensive coordinator, I beg your pardon, replacing, of course.
Sometimes I think the defense looks to the sideline waiting for him to make the magic call. No magic calls. You got to play the defense called and then make it work.
1st and 10 from the 34. Montel Hill starts in motion. Reuben Mays tests the right side of his offensive line. 2:25 to go first half. Most of you will see the second game of our doubleheader, the 49ers and the Rams, another Western Division battle. And others of you will see Minnesota against Seattle in the Kingdome in Seattle. The Rams in a state of shock right now, 1-5. And the 49ers at 5-1.
Sitting there pretty good, but you can't assume that's how it's going to end. I know Bill Walsh will not do that because you can see how New Orleans is playing right here.
2-minute warning. New Orleans trying to keep pace with the 49ers. Doing a pretty good job of it. A little lethargic.
They really don't have the zip you would anticipate a team having on a day like this after playing not good enough to win last week and giving the football game away last week. Maybe they're still on strike.
Well, their strike team didn't do all that poorly. Jim Mora, who delivered a lecture to the media in New Orleans after losing to San Francisco last week by 2, when Morton Anderson missed a 52-yard field goal with 2 seconds left.
Mora, a fine leader as well as a fine coach. I mean, I think that's what will help him distinguish himself beyond just coaching football.
Second down and 5. Bobby Hebert, 8 of 10 for 101 yards. Hands it off to Reuben Mays, and he's got some opening.
Boy,
first down at the 38-yard line.
He is exciting to watch run. Now, there was good blocking in the offensive line, but he doesn't make mistakes when he sees holes. He gets to them. Concentrate on the offensive left side of the line here now. Number 66 is Comiskey, 72. Look at little influence blocking, lineman pulling through there. Now look at him bounce to the outside. Defense did a good job of crowding it there. Greenard Wilson, number 22, slips on the cutback, doesn't make the play.
Hebert across the middle behind the intended receiver, Lonzel Hill. And that'll stop the clock with 1:25 to go in the first half. Other scores, Pittsburgh leading Miami by 14. Reuben Mays, such a likable young kid. We just met him for the first time yesterday. I know folks in New Orleans have become familiar with him, but gee, what a sharp kid he is.
Oh, he is. Really impressive. You know, he just got engaged to get married, and his wife-to-be, Marie Fredericks, every time she's watched him play, he's run for 150 yards. Good thing she's not here today for Atlanta, anyway.
Well, he's already got 64. She is back in Seattle. Hebert. Whoa! Down she goes.
Jesse Tuggle, number 58. That's a backup linebacker. You can see that Marion Campbell is upset. He's put some second unit guys in there and said, hey, I'm not going to put up with this. Top of your screen, number 58 to the right side. Here he is, a little stunt to the inside. The quarterback had to hold the ball. He set short, Vern, 1, 2, 3, and wanted to throw. The defense took it away. Tuggle comes in from the backside. Good job, Jesse.
3rd and 15 from the 43 with 1 minute and 2 seconds to go in the half. Hebert in trouble again. Flips it out, trapped. Brenner reached down and grabbed it off the ground.
You notice what's happened the last couple plays? White jerseys all over the quarterback. More pressure on him. And this defensive line is too good to allow this to happen for 4 quarters.
So that threat goes a-wasting for the New Orleans Saints. They had a first down at the 38. They'll have to punt.
The one thing New Orleans is doing, though, they're not sitting on their lead, just running out the clock, running the ball. They're throwing it.
Billy Whiteshoes waits for Brian Hanson's punt. He is at the 10.
He's only returned 265 of these in his career. He ought to know what to do with it. Look at that.
No fair catch. Out to the 18.
Anybody else would have fair caught that. I would have.
Hard to believe basketball season's almost upon us. And next Saturday, quest for the NBA crown at 2 o'clock Eastern Time, 3 o'clock Pacific Standard. That is a preview of the upcoming NBA season that begins on CBS and will be culminated with the NBA championships next spring.
I watched the Chicago Bulls work out one day in Chicago after we did the game. Boy, with a great practice. They might be an improved team this year.
I think Michael Jordan can't play anything he wants.
I think he's pretty good. I could coach him. I could coach him. I could teach him how to shoot a free throw, all those things. He was impressive.
1st and 10, Atlanta. They go from the shotgun with 50 seconds to go in the half. Flag is down. Campbell fires it high. Ball is taking off on him now, Dick.
Yeah, he's not setting up good coming off that back foot. He's leaning back and staying back. Come on, Scotty. Get the sights down. He has a lot of confidence. He's not the kind of kid that I think will ever panic on you. Or at least doesn't appear to be that kind.
Played at Pittsburgh for a couple of years. Was released.
Offside. Defense number 56 lining up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. Retreat to down.
Maybe this shot will show Vern why he's throwing the ball high. Here he is, number 10 in the middle of your screen, the shotgun. He's pedaling straight back, looking to the left. Now he'll plant that back foot. See, get it down there. Well, it looks like he's falling through all right, but sometimes they have a tendency to stay back on it, and then the trajectory of the ball goes high.
Campbell was 5 of 12 for 56 yards, but he's thrown 2 interceptions, and he has been trapped twice. 1st and 5, 45 seconds to go.
Got it. They got it.
Catch is good. Aubrey Matthews, second-year man from Delta State.
They really like this guy. He's got great, they say, great quickness.
That's good. Aubrey Matthews again scurries toward the sidelines. Doesn't make it. 20 seconds to go and timeout called by the Atlanta Falcons. Tackle made by Van Jakes. Campbell will talk with Campbell. But Chris Miller held out for 6 months. He finally signed on Thursday night. And they had a press conference to announce it here in Atlanta on Friday. But he is not in uniform today, not on the sidelines. But the young man from Oregon is really the long-range hope of the future for Atlanta.
Yeah, long range, like next year. If he wanted to play football, he should have been here a long time ago, Vern. Closest you'll get to him is in a press conference, I think.
Second down and 2. Scott Campbell fires it out. Intercepted. 3 in the first half. Picked off by Van Jakes, the 4-year man from Kent State.
Scott is not reading the underneath buzz system. The buzz system meaning the linebackers dropping into the coverage. He's not reading those guys. He's looking at the secondary downfield, but not the underneath people. Taking a look, shotgun formation. Good protection, no reason to panic. Steps up there nice now. Fires the ball out here. Now you see the underneath coverage man, in this case, picks it off. See, he's not looking at that guy. He's seeing everything down behind the receivers. That Van Jakes, that's his first pass interception of the season.
3 pass interceptions now for Campbell in the first half.
That equates on a computer to be worth about 15 points. Almost 15 points.
Well, the Falcons trail by 21. And with 13 seconds to go, Bobby Hebert goes from the shotgun. Fires it short. Ruben Mays out of bounds with a first down at the 47-yard line and 7 seconds to go. Tim Gordon made the tackle on that play. Don't forget, we'll have all the scores and highlights with Brent Erb in our New York studio at halftime, just 7 seconds away. As things try to return to normalcy in this unusual National Football League season.
Well, you know, you heard in Atlanta where we stuck together. Boy, that'll make us stronger as we come out of the strike. So far, it hadn't helped anybody, has it?
No, the Saints didn't. They had a lot who crossed.
Yeah. All that stuff's baloney. Believe me, it's baloney.
How long do you think it takes for a team? A week? 2 weeks?
To
forget that stuff?
The opening kickoff or the 10 minutes before the opening kickoff the next game. Yeah.
We're in Atlanta, Fulton County Stadium. It didn't sell out today. And the Saints lead at 21-zip. They took the opening possession 80 yards for a touchdown. And they got it on a pass from Bobby Hebert to Mike Jones, deep right-hand corner. Threw it over the head of Scott Case. And that was the first touchdown. They've gotten 2 more since, and they now have 7 seconds to go with a 1st and 10.
What they're trying to do is get the ball in position for a field goal with their great kicker.
Here's Hebert across the middle, incomplete.
Scott Case, good defense.
On the second possession, Barry Word got a touchdown, and then on the third, it was Dalton Hilliard who got it from 5 yards out. Tice in motion. Hilliard brought it to the right side, and high stepped in for the touchdown that made it 21-zip.
Jim Moore came into the ballgame saying Dalton Hilliard was going to play more. We just won't run Ruben Mays to death. We'll let Hilliard go in there and do some of the work.
1 second to go, final play of the half.
Hold on.
Up for grabs in the end zone. Knocked down. That's the end of the first half with our score. The New Orleans Saints 21 and the Atlanta Falcons nothing. Only member of the Atlanta Falcons who crossed the line during the strike made the tackle. There's Green, second #1 draft choice of a year ago, and he's been a lonely man in the locker room.
There were guys talking to him in there yesterday, and I think they forget all that stuff.
Bobby Hebert back in at quarterback.
Now, Joel Williams is either hurt or wasn't playing well because Jesse Tuggle is in at right linebacker, and we've had no injury report.
And Buddy Curry was out for much of the half. Joe Costello took his place. From the eye on 1st and 10 at the 22. Reuben Mays out across the 25 to the 27. And Bernard Wilson made the tackle. Atlanta with a number of first-round draft picks starting defensively. Butler, Brian, Casillas, and Tim Green, who is not a starter yet, but plays quite a bit. But having their woes this afternoon. 2nd and 5. Play fake.
Screen.
Green back to Barry Word.
Good defense. That's good discipline back there by Scott Case. That could have been a big play if Scott Case hadn't come back over there to make that play. He stayed where he had to be. Play action back. Follow 34 to the left of your screen. See, now action away. Now watch him slide back out. They're going to screen back to him. Number 34, Barry Ward. Now lineman Hilgenberg, number 61 out there, but no one out there to pick up the contain man, Scott Case. Jesse Tuggle, number 58, coming in there in a dog. He's get shoved back inside, ricochets out. Barry Ward, number 34, gets the ball. Now he should allow some time for those linemen to get out there.
3rd and 2, and they go from the shotgun. Got it. Oh, first down.
Perfect throw. Uh-oh, what's that? Face mask?
Dalton Hilliard and Tim Gordon might have gotten the face mask, number 41.
Beautiful throw. God, the officials have been on the screen a lot today.
That was
it's like we've got 3 teams playing out: the red and white, the black and gold, and the black and white.
Just the way you said that sounded like a guy watching this in a bar.
Yeah.
Defense, number 41, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Oh, that's terrific. I agree with you. There's Tim Gordon.
Timmy Gordon. Jim Dombrowski, the number 1 draft pick of a year ago in an offensive stance, believe it or not. It's an obvious passing down, shotgun formation. He's going to get his body in a position that makes it easy to pass protect, Vern. So he's going to pass protect Greg Brown, who's a pretty good pass rusher. That was just a freeze frame. See, he wasn't posing for us here.
He filled the frame.
Yeah, he can fill the frame. He can also block.
1st and 10 after the penalty. Reuben Mays on the sweep to the right. Brad Edelman tries to lead him through. And he gets inside the 35. Jesse Tuggle, number 58, along with Radian Costello on the tackle. And Mays will head to the bench now, 73 yards for the afternoon. Dalton Hilliard takes his place.
That's nice when you have 2 football players. Actually, Dalton Hilliard was picked prior in the draft to Reuben Mays.
Right.
Reuben Mays was a number 3. Dalton Hilliard was a number 2. Reuben Mays didn't take over the starting job until, after 5 games last year, and still rushed for 1,300 yards.
Hebert, draw play. Dalton Hilliard gets a good block.
Oh,
Barry
nice
Word, but
tackle.
Pretty good defensive job.
Robert Moore did a nice job there.
Joe Costello was a part of it as well. Moore, a free agent now in his 2nd year.
He's one of the only healthy safeties. They've lost 3 free safeties. Brett Clark, their original starter, broke his leg. Then Wendell Kaysen broke his leg last week, and they had another safety,
Jimmy Turner.
Jimmy Turner, pull a groin muscle. It's not a great spot to play this year for those guys.
Now 4-man line with Tim Green is in as a defensive end, the linebacker in a down position. Something they worked on in practice this week. Trying to get a little pass rush. Green almost gets there. And oh boy! Wilson had it right in his mitts.
Now, Greenard Wilson's a guy that intercepted 15 passes for me in Philadelphia in his first 3 seasons, and he drops a gimme. Most of the time when you drop a ball like that, Vern, is you're becoming a runner before you become a receiver. See, and he doesn't take it in. He has good hands.
Wilson getting the start today because Clark, Turner, and Kaysen are on the injured reserve list.
And Bernard Wilson is a good, experienced, smart football player. He'll play well back there.
49-yard field goal from Morton Anderson.
He doesn't miss many.
That's why he's the best there ever was. He's qualified now as the all-time leader in field goals in the NFL. He's hitting 80% throughout his career. Nine-yard field goal. Morton Anderson will kick off.
Normally, you don't get to return many of his.
This one will be.
This guy's good at doing it, too. Leads the NFL in returning them right now. Good job, Sylvester.
Morton Anderson is the all-time field goal percentage leader in the National Football League. Take a look at his reaction. A little bit different from last week when he missed that 52-yarder at the end of the game that would have won for the Saints. And with that kick, he's now 105 out of 131 for his career, leading Gary Anderson, Nick Lowry, and Eddie Murray.
You know what even makes it more outstanding is inside the 30-yard line, he's missed one, 37 to 38.
That's right. First and 10, Atlanta, trailing by 24. Campbell, Stacey Bailey with the catch. Among the other difficulties Atlanta has had throughout the day, field position. In the first half at the 21, the 7, the 20, the 20, the 18, and the 19. This is the best field position they've had today.
And not moving the ball, you always end up in that field. Because you punt it and the other guy gets it at the 50 and moves it back down. If they don't score, at least you're starting back down in there again. The trouble with this approach from the situation game-wise right now with the score, you almost eliminate Riggs from the game.
They do try Riggs on this play. Well, last we heard, Washington was winning big over Buffalo. Let's check in now with Brent Musburger.
Do you think we should signal down to Coach Moore and tell him his old running back from the Stars is running well for the Redskins?
I don't think he cares right now.
No, I could care less.
Dan Sharp and Ron Middleton come in. Now, what was he marking down on that?
Got a phone number from somebody, I guess.
I know it. 3rd and 1. Riggs.
Oh, good tackle by Mills.
Sam Mills, the 5'9" linebacker.
He might have prevented the first down.
I think he did.
Let's see. Mills right in the middle, number 51, playing inside linebacker, moving down the line inside and out. Now watch, he will not overrun the ball. He'll maintain an inside position, gets good shoulder contact, puts him down, but maybe a first down. It's being measured, and there's also a man injured on the field, Vern.
Brett Maxey is the injured player, and they will bring the chain across.
Brett Maxey is a pre-med major in college. He'll be able to diagnose his own injury.
There's the stretch of the chain, and they got the first down.
I love to see football players overcome the odds in the computer that says you're too small or you're this or you're that and you can't play. Maxey on the top of your screen, number 39. See him moving inside out and he gets it. Bang, he goes right over the top. It looks like he probably just came down on the shoulder. Yeah, they pinched a nerve. See him to the left side of your screen, number 39. He hurt something.
Well, he is on the bench now, and Riggs did manage to pick up the first down. Training staff will check with Brett Maxey on the sideline. 1st and 10, Atlanta trailing by 24. They've only been across midfield once.
Audible.
2-step drop for Campbell, Stacey Bailey, and that's a gain of 8.
If they're going to score some points, they got to get the ball in the hands of those kind of guys, you know, the quick guys.
Buddy Ryan's team is now up 21-6, and New England leads the Raiders.
Doesn't surprise me. They're a pretty good defensive football team. Very good. They get the turnovers, creating big plays.
Ron Middleton back in as a double tight end now. 2nd down and 1. 2nd and 2 officially. Riggs. Oh, boy, what a block in the offensive line.
Did you see that?
Bill Fralick got a heck of a
got
block.
a knockdown. Bill Fralick, number 79, is stepping around, pulling out of the offensive line, right in the middle of your screen, number 79. Now he's going to step around. See, he's working upfield. Now he sees the linebacker coming. He just gives him a little tap there and got a little help from another person, but he really put him down.
Yeah, that's a high-low.
That shows you the life in the pitch, doesn't it?
Those of you who don't remember, the High-Lows were a great singing group back in the 40s.
The High-Lows.
1st and 10, Atlanta. Riggs again. Wiseman tries to help him out and can't.
That Von Johnson's playing good football. Good inside-out play by linebacker number 53, Von Johnson. Played with the Jacksonville Bulls, 84 and 85. I can see why Coach Moore really likes him.
Reuben Mays was 73 yards thus far, and Gerald Riggs 45. As Dick said, he's really been taken out of the offense because they trailed by 24. And then when he has carried the ball, New Orleans done a great job of stringing him out sideline to sideline. Now they'll take him up the middle. Nothing there, and he goes left. Pat Swilling makes the tackle, and the boos come cascading down from the crowd that didn't like that call. All those gold shirts represent New Orleans fans who've made the trek up here, and there are a large number of them.
You got a jazz band up there from New
That's
Orleans.
right.
Huh? They come out organized.
3rd and 6, 7:08 to go, 3rd quarter. And the Saints are up 24-6. Double wide outs to the left side. Now Wiseman comes wide right. Dixon is in motion. 5-man rush. Campbell has the first down to Floyd Dixon at the 33-yard line. $24-0 here. The Saints chasing the 49ers. They lead it by that amount. And the 49ers play later this afternoon. They lead the division by 2 over New Orleans. And the second game of our doubleheader, most of you will see the 49ers and the Rams. Others will see Minnesota against Seattle. Kenny Flowers is coming as a running back now. Play fake, Campbell, deep left side. Overthrown, incomplete. Wiseman, the intended receiver, down near the goal line.
Rod Dowhauer, the offensive coordinator for Atlanta, has sort of changed the approach this 3rd quarter of throwing the ball. Notice he's throwing the ball a little more short stuff. That's the first time they've really gone deep, but they're throwing real short stuff, the hitches and the little things in front of people, trying to control that underneath coverage. There's Rod Dowhauer in the middle of your screen. Dave Archer, number 16, the starting quarterback of a year ago, to the left with a hat on. He was a hero a year ago. Everybody loved him.
Free agent out of Iowa State by way of Soda Springs, Idaho. 2nd down and 10. Kenny Flowers gets it. That is only the 4th carry for the year. Tampa Bay leading Green Bay by 17.
Boy, Ray Perkins has done a great job at Tampa Bay, hasn't he?
Well, they have. Whew. The whole staff down there. Pittsburgh still leads Miami by 10. Now Scott Campbell, who a year ago this time was unemployed, was on his way on vacation in November to Hilton Head and was watching a game here, and Dan Henning had talked to him, the coach, and said, we'd like to sign you, and that's why he signed, and then Henning was fired and wound up in Washington. Here's Campbell. Watch out. 3rd sack.
73, that's Mr. Frank Bourne. 2 sacks on the year. Come now, that's his 3rd one. What really happened here, Vern, there was good protection. They had plenty of time to throw the football, but there was great coverage downfield, and he had no one to throw the ball to. Concentration broken there by a little heat, then Frank Warren comes off Leonard Mitchell to get the play. But down here on the field, you can see that people are covered. White jersey, black jersey right there. He's waving around there, but they're covered. He can't throw the ball.
That brings on Nick Luckhurst, who is perfect for the season. 5 of 5. This is from 51 yards away.
He's 1 for 1 at that distance this year.
Now he's 1 for 2.
He's not even close.
So the Saints hold next Saturday live at 2:30 Eastern Time.
We might find out who number 5 is, huh?
That's right. First down and 10. Bobby Hebert and the New Orleans Saints with a 24-0 lead, 5:18 to go, third quarter. Bill Gray in motion. They try the reverse, and Gray goes right, looks for a block from Edelman, and gets it.
Hey, the one thing he can do is scoot to give him a little room. Pursuit inside out has a hard time getting to him because he has such great speed.
John Rady made the tackle, and Gray heads to the sidelines. We're live at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium in Atlanta. Less than a sellout crowd on hand. And the New Orleans Saints have had their way with the Atlanta Falcons, 24-0 so far. Dick, again, what's most impressed you about what's happened so far?
Again, I go back just to the overall business-like approach that the Saints have taken in the execution of their offense. In contrast, Atlanta hasn't done anything offensively. Now, you could give the credit to the defense, but and they've turned it over. But I think the overall execution of the offense is really impressive.
That's John Tice, the motion man. Pitch out left. Reuben Mays has to cut it back upfield and gets near the 49. Philadelphia winning over the St. Louis Cardinals. Let's see how they're doing it. Here's Brent Musburger. And again, Dick, not surprised, are you?
No. I know this. The Redskins aren't real excited about playing them next week.
That's right. Second down and 6 from the 49. High formation. And Hebert with the play fake. Settles for his second receiver. That's Reuben Mays. He's tackled at the 50 by Joe Costello.
Good job of coverage downfield. And then they forced him to go to the third receiver in the pattern. And there was Costello doing what he's supposed to do. Play action fake with the quarterback to freeze the linebackers. All right, now he comes back. He's looking downfield for Hobie Brenner and the wide receiver. Now he goes to the checkoff, and here comes the linebacker. Does a nice job right there. Joe Costello, number 56, playing his first game this year. A free agent a year ago. Played for Cleveland training camp, made the club, then got cut. Ended up in Atlanta.
Hilliard is in now on 3rd and 4. And Hebert goes to the sideline. Nice catch. Eric Martin, been a quiet factor today.
Did a real nice job of getting up there, and you would have thought that he'd hear footsteps coming after him because the guy had a dead shot at him, a dead run at him, and he just reached up in the air and took it out. That's what he's paid to do. You know, nowadays in football, it's getting hard to put a pass reception in the category of great because everybody catches the ball so well. When you see a great catch, it's got to be so phenomenal to raise that performance level above what you see like that. You know?
That's right.
They're just everyday things nowadays.
That's another conversion and a first down. Ball play to Dalton Hilliard, who's in trouble behind the line, and then steps backward for a couple of yards. Rick Bryan got a hand on him. The Falcon defense, by the way, playing in the second half and much of the first half without Joel Williams and Buddy Curry. Curry is out with a knee injury, will not be back. Joel Williams suffered a shoulder injury and will not be back. So Jesse Tuggle and Joe Costello getting their chance to perform this afternoon.
And both of those linebackers, they're their number 1 and number 2 linebackers. They, Buddy Curry has led this team in tackles for years, and Joel Williams has been a leading tackler.
That's a surprising graphic with the score 24-0. The time of possession so close. Dalton Hilliard.
You know, possession is important, but what you do within that period of time is more important.
Yeah.
You know, you can hold the ball for 30 minutes and not score, you still lose.
Jim Mora's team has another first down.
I tell you, when he worked for me at UCLA, he was a fine coach, but you know what he was best at?
What's that?
Recruiting. He was a great recruit. He'd make a home visit. I'd follow him up 2 weeks later, and the mother would want to talk about, oh, what a nice man Jim Mora is. I figured, you know, he's such a good-looking guy that he had the mother recruited. Now, we may not get the kid, but we'll get the mother.
I'll bet you got a lot of the kids, too, didn't you?
Yeah, he didn't lose many.
Had to wait a long time before he got his first shot in the NFL as a head coach, 52 years of age. First and 10, New Orleans. 1:20 to go, third quarter. Play fake. Hebert lobs it out to a falling Barry Word.
All that execution. Lineman pulling, play action, then throw it back. That looks like it could be a big play, and you end up making 1 yard.
And we're having some problems with Dick's microphone. I'm not sure what happened. Jimmy Mora, as Dick has said, started out as an assistant with Dick on the Stanford staff, then assistant at Colorado, UCLA under Dick Vermeil, and then with Washington, and an assistant in the NFL before he finally went to the USFL. Reuben Mays heads right.
Mic working there?
Nope. Dick's mic is still out, so we're going to go to the alternate backup system here shortly. Final 20 seconds of the third quarter. Saints control it. They lead it 24-0. And the clock will wind down. That'll be the end of 3.
There you are.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
That's the end of the third quarter with our score. The Atlanta Falcons nothing, the New Orleans Saints 24. The fans aren't necessarily thrilled because their team is down 24-0.
No way they could be excited.
I know we don't want to get the people in New Orleans too pumped about this team either because they've been exasperated for so many years, but they are a vastly improved football team, don't you think?
Best New Orleans team I've ever seen. I believe this, that for a team like New Orleans to make the playoffs, they have to win a couple they should have lost. And if that happens, they'll probably end up in the playoffs. Really. That's how you get there the first time.
Now you've done it. You've got them excited again. Be dancing on Bourbon Street. Well, they look good in this one. And Jim Mora's team has a 3rd and 1 as we begin the fourth quarter with a 24-0 lead. Hilliard, but a flag is down.
I think illegal motion.
Now another flag comes flying. So we've got 2 from 2 different officials.
Getting back, Vern, to New Orleans making the playoffs. If you've never been there, or it's been years since you've been there, usually a few things have to happen to help you get there that first time. And that's when, like when we got there the first time, Philadelphia, the miracle of Meadowlands, someone gave us a football game we didn't deserve to win. And hey, that could happen somewhere along the line. And then when you play well enough to win, you win it. You don't give 1 away or 2 away during the season. Now, maybe they've given 1 away already that could come back to haunt them somewhere down the road. But they're on the verge. And this man right there is, I think, totally responsible, along with Jim Finks and the management. They've done a real good job of organizing.
In their game possessions so far, they scored the first 2 times they had the ball, and then had the punt, another touchdown just before halftime, and a field goal on their first possession of this half. And now they've got the ball back. 8 plays already. The holding call just wiped out that first down, so they're facing a 3rd and 11 now from the 26.
New Orleans offense is averaging 22.3 points a game. That's their vet offense, not counting the non-union games, and that's exactly what a playoff team has averaged since 1978 going into the playoffs. The defense is not quite up to snuff yet in terms of points given up.
They'll help that average this afternoon at this whole
You bet.
Out of the shotgun. 4-man rush. Hebert short, incomplete, and that'll bring on Morton Anderson for the second time. David Crudup was defending on Mill Gray.
Morton Anderson coming on. What a weapon. You know, the only thing you've got to be careful of, and I think this is important from a coaching standpoint, is to start relying on him too much and thinking, oh, what the heck, we'll go 3 downs if we don't get it. We'll kick it, you know, and it can influence how you call your offensive plays once you cross that 30-yard line. You're not thinking touchdown enough and aggressive enough because you know you have this guy.
This one comes from 43 yards away. Is that good enough? No, it's not. Plenty of distance. And the most accurate kicker in the history of the NFL is 1 for 2.
Interesting, the comment made by David Waymer in regard to the kicker right here we watch. He said, you know, if we're going to have a guy miss one, it might as well be him because we know he's the best and he's not going to miss many. He knew he missed it. Look at that.
Watch Morton Anderson as he kicks this one. Brian Hansen's hold.
He doesn't get much practice at this, though. Watch. He's so used to raising both hands up in the air. This is a totally different move. It's not well rehearsed.
Now we're back to play, and Scott Campbell goes back to throw on first down. Again, it's high and incomplete, intended for Stacy Bailey. Marion Campbell is having a defensive conversation with his team.
And this looks like a technical discussion rather than an emotional discussion. So evidently he's making an adjustment in some kind of a coverage scheme because it really involves linebackers and secondary people there.
Second down and 10, Atlanta. Tampa Bay leads by 20 in the third quarter. Kansas City on top of Chicago. Campbell in trouble, sacked again. Frank Warren, his second sack of the day. Now we'll check in on Philadelphia St. Louis once more. Back to New York and Brent Musburger. All right, Brent. New Orleans over Atlanta here, 24-0, 14 minutes to go. And a third and 17 now. Out of the shotgun, Scott Campbell. His score of the day is 10 out of 20 for 98 yards. That one's short of the first down at the 30. It'll be a punting situation. Aubrey Matthews makes the catch in front of Van Jakes. Frank Warren, number 73. Watch the celebration after the last sack. Okay. Nice high five. Thank you.
Boom.
And hello.
Hello. They have such confidence in those helmets, they'll hit anybody with them.
Rick Donnelly back in Mel Gray, waits for the ball, has it at the 23.
Good coverage.
Tackle made by David Crudup, and we'll return to Atlanta Fulton County Stadium after this word from your local. It has been a complete Saints game so far. 24 points, nearly 300 yards of offense, 3 sacks, 3 interceptions. And they lead it by 24 with 13-14 to go. Since 1978, here's what Dick talked about a while ago. The Saints are right on the mark in terms of scoring offense.
And defense, they've given up too many points, but this with this game will influence that stat. That's the profile of a playoff team for the last 9 years.
First down and 10. Barry Word in motion out of the backfield wide to the left. Bobby Hebert to throw on first down. Lobs it out, has a man open, and Jones is overthrown.
Good job by John Rady, forcing him to throw that ball over the top.
Redskins are playing Buffalo this afternoon. Let's go back and check in with Brent. All right, Brent, and of course, Buffalo now has Cornelius Bennett under contract. They have sent a bunch of draft choices. Eric Dickerson is an Indianapolis Colt, where he was reunited with his college coach, Ron Meyer. Second down and 10. And there's going to be a whistle. Play will be whistled dead, so we'll have a penalty. I thought I heard a whistle at the line.
There was a whistle.
Now, I wonder if that came from the stand somewhere.
I don't know, but there was whistles blown.
Yeah, must have. And there are not many folks left here.
It didn't come from the field. It came from the stands because they let the play stand as is. There's a 1,000-yard rusher. You know something? The 2 running backs today, Reuben Mays and Gerald Riggs, both ran for over 1,000 yards last year. They were the only 2 backs that ran for losers.
That's right. There were 8 in the league?
8 in the league. The other 6 guys all ran for winning teams. Looks like that Reuben's going to have a chance at it this year.
3rd and 5. Handoff to Dalton Hilliard, who was jammed up. It'll be fourth down.
Good read by Michael Gann, number 76. Read that perfectly.
And that'll bring on Brian Hansen to punt as Mike
Fast punt, lining right up in it.
Well, they sure are. Billy White Shoes Johnson drifts back. He's back there. And here comes the rush. Hansen gets rid of it.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful punt. Look at that ball.
White Shoes with room. Little stiff arm and knocked down as he gets near the 27-yard line. A 53-yard punt, 12 is intercepted. Saints haven't turned the ball over at all, and the Saints have moved the ball for almost 300 yards, and Bobby Hebert has had a good day. I'm Bert Lundquist along with Dick Vermeil, and New Orleans out on top 24-0, 11:47 to go. And Dick, if you want to go back to the first quarter and say, well, this might have turned things a little differently, there was the one play after New Orleans was up 7-0 and Hobie Brenner had a fumble that was canceled by a quick whistle.
I'm sure that Atlanta will say that's a momentum changer right there, because there was definitely a fumble and they recovered the ball. They'd have had first down. Instead, New Orleans gets the ball and goes on and scores.
Here is the play to which we refer. It happened with a 7-0 score. Hobie Brenner makes the catch. Did he or did he not fumble?
Oh, the ball's going out right there. It's definitely a fumble.
But after reviewing it and saying it was a fumble, one of the officials said, no, I threw the
whistle.
In.
Yep.
Stacey Bailey over the middle and has a catch out near midfield for a first down.
Scott Campbell hasn't allowed the 3 interceptions to shake him. I mean, he's still going back there with good deliberate reads and firing the ball downfield, so you got to give him credit for that. Look at that, 28-24, fourth quarter. Where's McMahon?
Yeah,
don't count him out. He's tougher in that fourth, about 4 minutes to go.
St. Louis has gotten a field goal now. They trail by 5. And
he missed an extra point, and he can make a field goal.
Yeah. Miami has come from behind. Lead Pittsburgh.
Good job.
Knocked down.
Yeah, good job right there by Mr. Bruce Clark. He's a fine defensive lineman. He's been to the Pro Bowl. He had a little knee problem last year, which also affected him practicing, but he would still play on it. They orthoscopically cleaned the knee out and everything. He's better right now. He's really their most talented defensive player, I think.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Crowd today announced at 42,196. We had 8,800 no-shows, and the game was not televised locally. Campbell.
Boom! That's a big, look at that strength. You just see, that was a direct shot, and Riggs did not go down. Holy mackerel. That defensive back probably shaking his head. Campbell, number 10, scrambling around. Now he throws it out here to the left of the screen. Now watch this shot. Boom! Nice form, good tackle, but he doesn't go down. Van Jakes hit him with everything he had. Now Van Jakes is 190 pounds, so he can hit you.
That brings up a 3rd and 7 from the 48. One of the few times Atlanta has been across midfield today. See if they're blitzing. They are not. Sending 4, maybe 5. There's Ricky Jackson.
He's got to catch that ball.
Lloyd Dixon drops this one, and that'll bring on the punting unit.
See, he made a mistake in not taking his pads down to the ball. He tried to reach down for the ball so he could catch it and bring it up and keep running. Far better, especially you have the first down, to take your pads and your belly to the football in the turf, catch it, and go down. He'd have caught it if he'd have done that.
Doubleheader day on CBS, and coming next, the 49ers and the Rams. Most of you will see that. Others will see the Minnesota-Seattle encounter. Rick Donnelly back to punt, and Mel Gray waits for it at the 10-yard line. Gray will let this one bounce, and it does, and then takes a sideways hop out of bounds. 10 minutes, 11 seconds to go in the ball game. Linebackers on the sideline with a shoulder injury, came out in the first half. Buddy Curry also came out in the first half with a knee problem. So both are in civvies, though they are on the Atlanta bench. That didn't help what's been a dismal day anyway.
At least they're not in the cast.
Yeah.
So chances are they'll be back.
Saints have it. 10-11 to go in the ball game. First down at their own 23. Reuben Mays may be going for a 100-yard day on this play. Nice little weaving open field run. Bobby Butler makes the tackle. And the Saints fans who are here appreciate that.
offensive line did a nice job, and then they pulled the offensive left guard, number 66, and he comes around. See the big guy, 66, coming up through the hole, everything blocked. He seals it off to the inside. That allows the running back to break the outside. Poor tackling right there by Robert Moore. You got to make that tackle, Robert, if you're going to stay in the league. When Coach Campbell sees that, he's going to give you a piece of his mind.
Another 100-yard day for Reuben Mays. 104 now, 19 yards on the last carry. First and 10.
You know, that's such a direct contrast to Reuben Mays' last game against the Atlanta Falcons. He averaged 1.9 yards a carry the last time they played against him.
Here's Hilliard out of bounds. Bernard Wilson with the tackle.
Boy, what a nice thing to have two guys that can do that for you. But that 100-yard stat, running for 100 yards, is a real strong correlation has to winning. Last year there were a little over 96 teams, or 96 games played in which the running back Vern ran for 100 yards, and that team won 76% of the time.
So that that graphic about number of games won over 100 does bear fruit.
Yeah.
Mays has 104, and his team is on the way to the win. Second and 5. Up the middle, Dalton Hilliard to the 48-yard line. That's the 9th carry for Dalton Hilliard today. Clock still running as we near the 8-minute mark. We've got 8:09 to go. And a 3rd and 5. Third and not that many. 3rd and about 3. Under 8 minutes. 24 zip. New Orleans is going to be 4 and 3. And they're in the midst of a 4-game swing against NFC Western opponents. They're at Los Angeles next week.
I'll tell you, they're all excited that Eric Dickerson's in Indianapolis.
That's right. 3rd and 3. Mays goes left. And that's another New Orleans first down at the 45-yard line.
They're just totally controlling the line of scrimmage.
How do you feel about the Dickerson deal?
Well, if I were the coach, now I don't know the details of it at all, the whole situation, but if I were the coach, they'd just soon trade me. I mean, to let the best football player in football get out of there is a mistake. I don't care what you get in return, in my opinion. Now, and if it's only money that makes a difference, hey, if you don't have enough money to pay him, it shouldn't be in the league. That's my personal feeling. And I could be 100% wrong because I don't know the situation. But without insight, that's how I would react.
Barry Word is the injured player, and time has been called on the field with the Saints up 24-0.
The Saints go from 2 turnovers last week to no turnovers.
Okay, first Rams game. Atlanta at San Francisco last year. Okay. .7:24 remaining in the ball game. The Saints en route to a 24-0 victory. If they don't score again, they've got a first down and 10 at the 45. And Atlanta has had a dismal afternoon in all respects today.
In respect to New Orleans.
First and 10, Saints. Reuben Mays the only setback. 2 wideouts on first down and 10 with 7:09 to go in the ball game. This will be Reuben Mays starts right, comes left.
See how he can do that? He goes up to the line of scrimmage, there's penetration, he stutter steps, and he misses that penetration and bounces back. He has great ability to do this, Vern. Watch him, fans, now he's deep in the one back attack. Now watch his feet. He takes the ball, now watch him stutter step, seeing the feet apart, and come right back over here. Now, any blocking to the backside there, he's liable to pop that thing through. He doesn't need everybody blocked. He just needs the line of scrimmage clean, no penetration.
Is that taught or is that talent?
That's talent. That's talent.
Second down. Hebert lobs it deep for Hobie
Zone
Brenner.
pass.
Diving try, and it's incomplete at the 20-yard line. Last New Orleans shutout that they posted was last year in an exciting game in the Superdome, 6-0, just a little less than a year ago against the Los Angeles Rams. And the last time Atlanta was shut out was late last season in San Francisco. They lost 20-0.
All you have to do is coach for a while to experience getting shut out, your team not playing well. Nobody's immune. Look at the Bears right now behind. Nobody is immune.
That's amazing to me. 3rd and 8. New Orleans 4 of 9 on 3rd down conversions. Comes a 4-man rush. Hebert lobs it right side. That's too high. What a catch.
Good catch. Eric Martin again.
That's another first down at the 30-yard line. Caused Bobby Hebert to shake his head in admiration.
He lays the ball up a little too soft, a little high. Now see, the ball's up in the air. Now follow the ball. Look at one hand, good concentration, not concerned about getting tackled by Tim Gordon. Really a good job. Look at this offensive stance. Now, none of you high school kids watching this ball game practice out of that stance. You don't learn that until you come into pros. But see, that allows him to get right up in position to pass protect on Timmy Green, number 99.
Oh, we had Dombrowski and Stan Brock. Maybe something indigenous to New Orleans. 1st and 10, 5.5 to go. Dalton Hilliard goes left.
He goes in the end zone where he goes.
Touchdown.
Toss toward the wing back, Dalton Hilliard, the wing to the right of your formation. See, they're reaching just man-on-man blocking. Gets a kick out. There's the seam right there. Number 56, in this case, Joe Costello, should have made that play. He was not there. He walks in. When it goes bad, it really goes bad. When it goes good, it really goes good.
30-yard touchdown run for Dalton Hilliard. He's got 63 yards for the day.
That's his longest run for the season.
Morton Anderson's kick is up, and it's 31-0.
Jim Dombrowski, number 72, offensive left tackle to the top of your screen, reaches out, getting a nice power and good push on Rick Bryan. Then he actually might have been holding a little bit there, but a nice block. See, there was a good push by the whole line, got a good surge, and to get outside like that, your tight ends have to do a good block. The John Tices, the Hobie Brenners, they have to control that outside linebacker. And Joel Williams, remember, we saw him with the shoulder sling a little while ago. He should be playing that outside linebacker spot.
That one went 76 yards in 8 plays and took almost 5 minutes off the clock, and Hilliard caps it with a 30-yard jaunt for the touchdown, his second TD of the day. And Jim Mora's outfit is up by 31 en route to the West Coast to take on the Los Angeles Rams next week, and then a return match in San Francisco on the 15th. And here's the interesting thing, Dick. The 15th of November, they will be finished with their division games. That's an unusual scheduling thing.
Yeah, that's just how it worked out. I'm sure they'd still like to have a few division games in front of them after that date.
This is updated. We're giving New Orleans the victory today, so they go 4-3. Atlanta falls to 2-5. And don't forget, the 49ers and Rams are coming up next, or some of you will see Minnesota and Seattle. Kenny Flowers has the ball. He's back to the 20 and knocked out of bounds at the 21-yard line. Four straight games. Last week, the 49ers, they lost it by 2. Today, they're at Atlanta, then on the road to the Rams and the 49ers, and then they are finished with their NFC Western competition with 6 games to go.
Well, you know, so far, New Orleans has done everything right this season. They had a winning preseason, which most playoff teams do. They won the league opener, which most playoff teams do. And they're winning today. Now, Jim's going to get mad at me. I know it.
Rushing yards, 216 to 56. Campbell has that one tipped in the line. It's incomplete. It was intended for Sylvester Stamps. About the only folks who are still here are wearing gold. They're New Orleans fans. And they're celebrating.
What a terrible feeling this is as a coach when there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, there's nothing you can do to change it, and you're just sitting down there, and you know everybody's evaluating you, calling you a dumb jerk, and all those kind of things, and worse in Philly Stadium.
Yeah, you're being kind.
And it's just the worst feeling.
2nd and 10. That's going to be picked off. That's 4. Brett Maxey gets this one.
Scott's throwing the ball over the top. Long day. Shotgun formation. Quarterback left of your screen. He has time. He steps up in the pocket nicely. He throws it, but it's going up over the top. Going up over the top. Now Stacy can jump, 82. Bailey can jump, but not that high. Now he's got the interception. Brett Maxey, number 39. That's his first pass interception.
And the turnover ratio for the day now 4 to zip.
You lose when you do that.
This telecast presented by authority of the National Football League, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Atlanta Falcons and the National Football League is prohibited.
You know something now which may sound wrong, but New Orleans should keep trying to score, because in the tie-breaking systems, in the playoffs and that kind of stuff, and they may not picture themselves as a playoff team, but I know this, it's important to keep scoring. You're not pouring it on, you're going by the rules of the league, because a tiebreaker, they go on total points scored.
There's an interesting footnote to this game too, Dick, that goes along right now. New Orleans is tied for the largest margin of victory they've ever had.
Really?
31 points.
That's a good indication. Jim Mora's fine wife, Connie Mora, will be able to live with him this week, because when Jim loses, I mean, he's like all coaches, but maybe worse, a bear. She'll be able to smile this week.
4:14 to go in the ball game. Mays, no, it's Barry Word. And he has a first down and stops the clock at the 25-yard line. Tackle made by Robert Moore. 112 yards on the ground for Mays, 15 for Barry Word, and 63. And Philadelphia still hangs on, as does Kansas City in the fourth quarter. Cincinnati leads by 2. Miami has come roaring back now. You don't think Marino's having a good day, Dave?
He's in a league by himself.
By the way, Dickerson is playing for Indianapolis, and last we heard, he had 38 yards on 11 carries.
What's that compute with the 1.4 million? How's that compute? Huh?
Not enough.
I paid guys $3,500 a game that made 35 yards.
4:05 to go in this one. Barry Word tries the middle, and that'll keep the clock running, and we're at the 22-yard line. John Rady and Joe Costello make the tackle. Total offense now 389 to 162. It's been a complete victory for the New Orleans Saints.
Just a good old-fashioned kicking. And I'll tell you, he'll regroup him. He'll regroup him. He's upset, but he thought he had him regrouped after the Houston loss last week, because they played well enough to win the game, except they made 2 mental errors in the secondary and just gave them touchdowns. And here they are today, not playing well enough to win.
2nd and 7 with 3:24 to go in the game. Mel Gray gets the carry.
Well, I wonder how these guys are going to get home. I hope they're not driving.
I don't think so. They'll enjoy the trip back.
Bourbon Street's a long ways away. You think she's into it? What do you say? She's look at that. Give him 5. Hey.
You know, Jim Mora last week, well, I'll get to that in just a second. It's 3rd and 3 with 2:45 to go. And out of the shotgun. Hebert lobs it out, caught, first down. At the 11-yard line, that's Dalton Hilliard. Jim Mora was really a frustrating coach last week, and you all saw the tape at the beginning of the program of him saying, we're not a playoff team, coulda, woulda, shoulda, I don't care until we do it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to let you put the onus on them, though. Potentially, they are a playoff team, wouldn't you think?
No question. I saw them practice before they played their first league game against Cleveland, and I left the field. It was a team that prepared like a playoff caliber team.
Now, you know they're going to be headlines in the New Orleans Times-Picayune. Vermeil says they're a playoff team.
Jim will call me, you rat. They are.
I think so, too. They're a pretty good-looking football team. I think at the very, very least, they'll finish second in the division out there. At the very least.
See, come to Marlboro Countryside.
No.
Way up above that.
Give me a wide shot and I'll lead you. They're up in the, farther
keep
right.
Going.
Farther
now,
right,
up,
now up in there.
Now keep
up
right
in that group.
Up in there, there's a base. See the base, move to the right. There's the base.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Saints brought the band with them. They don't have the best seats in the house. They're in the upper deck in the end zone, but they've had a good time all afternoon. And that will continue through the night.
Can you imagine what it would be like in Bourbon Street if they didn't make the playoffs?
Oh, brother.
Huh?
Saints win today, and they now trail New Orleans, or rather the 49ers, by 1.5 games, of course, depending on what happens in Los Angeles this afternoon. Most of you will see that as the second game of our doubleheader, the 49ers and the Los Angeles Rams, or some of you will see Minnesota against Seattle. That's coming up in just a few minutes. We've got 2 to go. Mel Gray goes left and is down at the 7-yard line.
You know, I coached a lot of times in that Ram-49er rivalry, being a Ram coach for a number of years. And no matter what the records were, that game was always, you know, it's a real intense old rivalry, and it ends up being a heck of a football game.
So you would not be surprised to see a Ram victory?
I'd be surprised if the Rams beat them, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's a heck of a game.
Okay. Rams are a little bit of a turmoil right now.
God, can you imagine just losing your offense?
1:25 to go in the game.
That's like going from a Rolls Royce to a Volkswagen.
Second down. It is not second and goal. It's 2nd and 5 officially. Here's the pitch right. Mel Gray.
See the difference? See now the difference here? He cannot make the same cutback that Reuben Mays makes because his feet are always in front of each other rather than parallel to each other and apart, and he can't stutter step and make that cutback. Reuben Mays would have scored today.
Final 53 seconds. A lot of controversy around the league, and particularly in Dallas and Philadelphia last week when Buddy Ryan ran up the score on the Cowboys. I don't think that's what Jim Mora will do here.
No, but see, Buddy's not hit the way Buddy did it. He bragged about the fact that he wanted to do it in terms of running up the score rather than the principle of scoring to break tiebreakers at the end of the year.
That's not running it up. They just scored. Mel Gray with a touchdown. Mel Gray gets it, and he's got... Where did that guy come from? And why?
It's an old coach. That's an old coach. That's what it is.
I thought I saw him doing play-by-play in the World Football League.
Here it is, just an eye-deep handoff. He makes a little move right in there, see, powering straight ahead. Nobody playing with real intense defense right there. And Mora had to keep moving the ball.
Absolutely.
You have to keep doing it. Now, he's not doing it to pour it on. That's my point. There's a different thing altogether.
And the New Orleans Saints now have their largest margin of victory in the 21-year history of the organization. Happy birthday, Saints. In 1979, they defeated Atlanta 37-6, a 31-point win. In 1986, they defeated Tampa Bay 38-7, a 31-point victory. So the 38-point lead by which they enjoy this afternoon is going to be the largest victory margin in 21 years.
You know how long Jim Mora will enjoy this?
About an hour.
Maybe, this early in his career as a head coach, he'll make it maybe all the way to tomorrow morning.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden he starts, all the thoughts will be next week's game.
.38 zip. It's been complete. And 411 yards total offense now for Mora's team. Careful, Jim. You're on camera. 69 plays to 44. New Orleans favor. And Sylvester Stamps brings it back to the 40-yard line.
He came into the league, this game, leading the NFL in kickoff returns, so you know he can break them. Tarnier got loose that time.
Well, he's averaging better than 27 yards per return. And Jim Mora's team is now 4-3. There'll be no speeches about frustration after this game.
But I'll guarantee you he won't want anyone talking about it playoffs.
Oh, he's going to love when he hears what you said.
Oh, that's right.
And he will hear what you said.
He didn't believe me anyway. He wouldn't listen to me when I was his boss.
Coming up next, the Rams and the 49ers, or some of you will see Minnesota against Seattle. 21 seconds to go. 38 zip. Campbell across the middle, caught. And they may not have time to get another play.
Boy, he threw that one.
Unraveled.
On a clothesline.
Been a tough day for Scott Campbell. 4 passes intercepted. And Atlanta has called timeout.
Hey, you don't want to be shut out. Talking to Rod Dahauer, Marion Campbell.
I know you felt, Dick, that there's no way that his team could give up more than 30 points in back-to-back games. So you must be a little surprised about what happened.
I am totally surprised. But I'll tell you this, all he can do is to put it together. Then it's a player's responsibility to put it to action. So coaching is extremely important, and Marion will always tell you that he believes he can coach a defense and shut people down. But today they just didn't see that. Those few things went wrong early in the game, and they just never seemed to have the enthusiasm and the intensity it takes to play great defense.
Raiders have tied up New England. This could be the last play of the game. Campbell goes in the end zone. Big Ben play. Intercepted in the end zone. That's number 5. Touchback. Who got it?
Who has it? That Johnny Poe, I think, has it. Number 25. I think it is, if I can't tell from here. No, it's 20. No, it's not Poe. I'll tell you, that's Milton Mack. The number 5 round draft choice here, rookie.
Cedric Mack's brother.
Yeah.
Out of Alcorn State. Cousin.
Yeah. Cedric Mack is the right corner for the St. Louis Cardinals. Two contrasting feelings going right there in the stomach of two people there. We saw Jim Mora with the win. We saw Marion Campbell with the loss. And, oh, gosh. When you coach, you experience both. But, you know, people can't believe that coaches take this business that serious. They really don't.
This will be the final play of the game.
Clap on.
And the New Orleans Saints go to 4-3. For Dick Vermeil, I'm Vern Lundquist saying so long from Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, where the final score 38-0. NFL action continues here on CBS with the 49ers against the Rams or Minnesota playing Seattle. CBS Sports coverage of the NFL will continue after these words from your local station. See you guys. Thank you.